Winston for us, John.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup.
For us.
Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Football. Today we're at the home of Armadale Soccer Club. Up next I will be talking to club president Bill Easton and coach Brad Hassel. We'll soon be talking to goalkeeper Cyril Sharrock. So, let's talk football.
Winston for us, John.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup.
For us.
Welcome back. I have with me Brad Hassel, coach of the Armadale Soccer Club. Brad, looking forward to the game today?
Yeah, very much so. We've sort of been together since January, and all you want from that time is just to get the season up and going. And so it's here now, and we're just hoping to get off to a good start.
This is your first attempt at coaching in the Premier of the State West. What did you find last year's coaching like?
Good, yeah. That was my first senior appointment, and just thoroughly enjoyed it. And when I was looking for a club, I actually rang Armadale first. But obviously, they had a coach. But I'm just happy that I've got a second chance to have a go.
And have you found a big change in the standard between the First Division and the Premier?
Not really a big standard difference, but it sort of seems to go in stages. You get your really good teams like Perth and Floreat and that, and then there's a few more down from there, and then there's the bottom teams and that. Same in the First Division, you get your top teams, your middle and your bottom. So, but it's good. The squad I've got is definitely better than what was in the First Division last season. So I'm happy to be working with some better players.
And who would you find as your standout players this year? I know it's a bit hard for asking a coach that question, but who would you pick as your mainstays?
Yep. We'll go going from the back. We've got Cyril Sharrock in goals, who is an outstanding keeper. He's being chased by a couple of clubs, so we're just happy that he's stayed on. We've picked up Andy Boyer. He played for almost a decade at Sorrento there. In the midfield, ex-Glory player Gary Farrier. We're just delighted to have him on board. There's a couple of younger boys, Marlon Ramirez, who's going to have a good season, midfielder, and another defender, Matt Benyon, who's been at the club for a while now, but just probably doesn't get the recognition he deserves because he's a fantastic player.
And what are your hopes for this season? Where do you hope to finish?
I'd realistically somewhere in the middle. I'd be happy with that for the first season. Looking to improve on last season. I think we've got some better players on board, and the way we're sort of trying to structure it, we'd be happy with a sort of a mid-table finish, I'd say.
And how do you find the change from actual playing to coaching? How big a changeover was it for you?
It's something I've been thinking about for a while now. Probably since I remember the '98 World Cup. I was about 24, and I just started writing things down and just kept going and going. I just thought, this is probably something I want to do, and I just felt the time was right at the end of the couple of seasons ago to start getting into it, and I just really enjoy it now. Yeah.
I was just going to ask, which would you prefer, actual coaching or playing?
I have to say I'm happier coaching than playing. I mean, I'm only 33, so I could continue playing if I wanted to, but I'm just really throwing all my efforts and my commitment towards the coaching side of things, and I think it's something I want to do long term.
Actually, that was going to be my next question, because you are only 33. Any chance of you, like Bobby, pulling on the boots later on in the season?
No. I did it. I had about 3 games for Morley last season and just sort of filled in when other important players were missing, so we say, and I just don't have the drive anymore to want to go and be a player anymore, and I just think it's unfair that I go out there and not give 100% when other players will. But no, I'm definitely not going to be playing this season. I've got either playing for the amateurs down here, or I'll have a run with the vets or something this season. So, but no, I'll stay on the sidelines.
So you're still going to keep fit?
It might not show, but I'm trying to, yes.
No, you're still looking quite fit. Today's game, where do you see the danger coming from?
I don't know too much about Inglewood. I know they're going with a few more youngsters this season than last season. They've lost some good players and that. Obviously, the big danger will be Despotovsky. I sort of rate him as one of the best players I've played with, and even the game I saw Inglewood in the night series, and he was still running the show, and he doesn't have to do the same work as what he used to do, but he's just his movement off the ball and his ability to think ahead is what made him such a special player, and you just don't lose that. So,
were you happy with your night series form? And I know there was a bit of problems with unregistered players and that. So how did that affect the morale down here?
Not at all. We just went out and tried to win every game, or just do our best in every game and work on our fitness and things like that. The results weren't too important because we after the first game we thought, all right, we're not going to get into the semis. Let's just go out and get our fitness up and try and get our formation right and work on the team things we're trying to do. So the results weren't too important. But in saying that, we only lost that first game, and the rest, we either drew or won. So I was very pleased with the way things turned out in the night series.
So what's the team spirit like down here?
Fantastic, yeah. It was a few things happened at the end of last season, and a little bit of off-field stuff that seems to have disappeared, and it's just, that's the part of the thing that I try to bring is that you come down, people work full time, just come down to training, enjoy yourselves, stay for a beer. And if you've got your camp right and everyone's enjoying it, then you're halfway there, So.